Hey everybody, today we'll do another video, and today we'll do another video on programming, but it's going to be in C# instead of C++. So, so C# is a similar language to C++. So a lot of the basic will kind of apply, right? Like classes and all that. So functions and other variables and all that. But okay, so let's get started. So we got right here, we go to Visual Studio 2019, and we can actually you can see that right here we can create new project, right? So, and then right here we have this little dialog box from Visual Studio that is telling us that what we have, right? So we different functionalities that we can use within Visual Studio. So we have a C#, we have a C++, and right here we have a C# already selected, right? And then we have Windows, and we have the console application, because this is going to be a basic program. If you want to do other application, desktop application and all that, you can do it right here, right? IoT. So, but in this case, we're not gonna do that, right? So, I'm not gonna go in depth right now about C#, right? Like explaining all the what is different between C# and C++. But what I will teach you guys is the basics, right? How to get started with C#. So let's create a project, right? And let's call it this something, right? Let's call it creepy, right? Creepy animal, right? It's going to be a creepy animal project, right? So, I mean, I can call it nasty animal project, but I think there's other there are other animals that they are nasty too, so it's kind of creepy. I think that this animal is kind of creepy, but anyway. So okay, so let's do this, right? Let's create this, and then when we create that, right? So we have a project. It's called a creepy animal, right? And then we have a little things right here that we can actually use, right? So you can see that we have a namespace, right? And then we have a bracket, right, after the namespace, and then we have what is called a class after animal, a creepy animal, right, after namespace. And then inside the class we have a function, right? So basically a class is like a container, right? That holds some data, right? Or maybe attributes. So basically in this class we and I think I explained last time in a C++ class about classes, is that basically a class is like a good example would be a car, right? So a car has attributes, right? Inside the class, we have attributes. We have like a make and model. We have, body style, right? Those are attributes of the car, right? And then within the car itself, we have a function, right? The functionality of the car. What is it? Well, I mean, it's basically to get me from point A to point B, right? Many functionalities of the car, but the main functionality of the car, that's it. right? So 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 um so so then so that will be the class. Inside the class we have functionality, right? So functionality of the car is to start and run, right, and go, right? And then, but the class itself is the car, right? In this case, we have a program, right? The program is the class. In this case, inside this class that's named program, we have a function, right? We have a method, which is a static void main. That means that this function doesn't return anything, but I'm not going to go too much in that right now. But what this does is helping us to, it's helping the program, not us. Well, I mean, help us to understand too, but help us, help the program to say, okay, so I am going to an animal, creepy animal, project. Inside the creepy animal namespace, I am looking for a class, and inside the class, I am looking for a function or I'm looking for a method, and then it's going to execute whatever is in this main function, right? Remember in C++ we have int main, right? Same concept, right? Right here we have basically we're having a string that by default, right? And then we have this bracket which represents an array, and then we have the argument, right? But anyway, so what we do right here is like we will try to tell a story about this creepy animal, right? And this creepy animal, right, was something, right? So that so the creepy animals in trash, right? The creepy animal, right? It's a possum, right? So it's so you can actually do right here too. I'm pretty sure you can do it right here. So we can say possum, possum, possum project, or possum eating trash, right? Possum eating trash, right? Okay, so basically it's about a possum eating trash, right? Okay, so let's get it. Let's start right here. So in C sharp we say console, right? And instead of saying CL we say console, and then it's a little console like that, right? And I put a dot in there, and then it's going to ask about, like, what do we want to do with that, right? So console dot what is going to be dot dot bip that had like a bip, the buffer height or whatever. But in this case we're not doing anything like that. So what we're looking for, which that is going to be this one, right? So it's going to be right line. This is the one that we're looking for. And then we said that inside this we can actually put something. We can say I saw a possum eating trash. Eating trash on the top of my trash can, right? Okay, so a possum eating trash on the top of my trash can, right? So so now, so we have this line of code, right? So now we can actually just copy this, or you can, whatever, you can do console again, right? And then that right line, right? And then over here we can say something else, right? So we have, you know, we can say that the possum, by the way, is it the real name possum or opossum? How you spell that? Some people call possum. Some people call it opossum. They say that just the possum without the O is from Australia, and the opossum is from the U.S. I don't know, whatever, right? But anyway, so right here, um, but let me know in the comments below whether you think it is a possum or the opossum, right? Okay, so so let so let's continue with this. So the possum, the possum, the possum. Okay, we can say that I think I think that the possum was was three was 3 years old, right? Now, so it's pretty old to be a possum, right? They say the possums, they actually live about 3 years old, right? About 3 years, right? I don't know about that, but that's, I mean, that's what some people say. But anyway, so I think that the possum was about 3 years old. Now, right here, um, and I can say that um, right here, I can say that, just copy that. Okay, and I can say I also think I also think that the possum was a kind of, was still a kind of, was still, okay, a kind of high speed, right? Because it climb a trash can, a trash can that is about 5 feet tall, right? 5 feet tall, right? Okay, so I also think, right? I also think that, I also think okay, so now the possum was kind of high speed, right? Because it was, because the trash can, because he climbed a trash can, the trash can, right? he climbed, okay, he climbed the trash can that is about 5 feet tall, right? Um, um, and and then and then you can say, um, then you can say, and you can say, right? And I said, and I said, and I said, and I said, right? And I said, right? And I said, a Mr. Possum, why are you eating the trash? That that nasty that nasty trash, right? Okay, so and I said, hey, Mr. Possum, why are you eating that nasty trash, right? So right here we can say, then he looked at me with a with the with a kind of with a kind with a kind of with a kind of creepy look, and jumped off the trash can, right, and took off running, right? Right. So so the purpose in doing this is to use different data, right, in the program, right? That we look at something right here. So we have, right, we have the possum, right? A in the and then the possum was eating the trash. It was on top, all right, on the top of my trash can, right? And then we have 5 feet tall. Also, I think that the possum was about 3 years old, right? Now, if you read this story, we have a couple things repeated, right? Now, um, then he looked at me. Then he looked at me with a kind of creepy look and jumped off the trash can again, right? And took off running. Okay, so so let's do right here something, right? So let's let's say console console dot read line, right? And then this is going to hold for us so we can see what we want to output in the window, right? So let's run this program real quick. Okay, I saw a possum eating trash on top of my trash can. I think that the possum was 3 years old, right? I also think that the possum was still kind of high speed because he climbed the trash can that was about 5 feet tall. And I said, "Hey, Mr. Possum, why are you eating that nasty trash?" Like he looked at me with a kind of creepy look and jumped off the trash can and took off running. Okay, so we have a little story back here, right? So now the question is, as you can see that we have a possum repeated, right? We have a possum repeated twice. We have trash can kind of repeated, right? Trash can, we have repeated. We have 5 feet tall, and we have 3 years old, right? So let's do something. So this is the point that I'm trying to make. If you want to write a program that takes many lines of code, right? You don't want to do this because every time that you do this, you have to manually come over here and change it, change everything. So what we can do that instead is something. It's called variables, right? So right here inside this bracket, right? Like I say, this is almost like a C++. This is the main, and whatever is here is the code, right? So inside this bracket, I'm going to declare some variables, right? So right here, so let's say that we can say right here, declare right, declare variables, right? So this is similar, like I said, this is similar to C++, right? So now, so right here, a variable is something that is also a container that will hold a data, right? And it will not display the data unless we tell the computer to, right? So the data will be there, and it will. If we don't run the program, we will see the data. Or if I declare a variable, but if I don't assign nothing to the variable, it will not display anything, right? So I am going to say, I can say string, right? I can say a string, and I can say variable. I can say no. I will say animal, right? So animal. Okay, said. Oops. So animal. Animal name. They recommend that you do this animal, the first, and then name, right? Equal to parenthesis possum, right? And we end up with a semicolon like C++, right? So animal name is equal possum, and then so what else we have? We have string again, right? So we have another thing that we can use on a string that was called trash can, right? Trash can is being used 2 times, right? So So let's do this. So trash can, right? So, okay, so we can say trash can. Trash can. And also the same thing holds, right? So basically when you're doing a variable, you don't want to have any space in between. So it's one word, right? So no white spaces and variables, or nothing that starts with a number, right? So you can use underscores and all that, but nothing that will start with a number, right? So then this is equal to trash can, right? All right, so trash can, right, like that. Okay. Now, what else we have? We have the H, right? So we can say animal H equal what? Animal H equal, right? Equal 3, right? But this guy is going to be an int because it's just a number, right? So animal H is 3, right? And then you can say, actually, no. 3. And then we can say animal. I should say it. Trash can. Okay, so we can say the int trash can so we can say trash can, right? So trash can, and it has to be different than the other one. Trash can height, right? H, right, for height equal to what? Equal to 5, right? So we end up with a semicolon, right? So now we have some data, right? So this is what I'm trying to do, right? So I am trying to replace this with the variables. Trash can, right, can be replaced with the trash can. The possum can be replaced with also the possum, right? So we can do this. So, okay, so that's weird. Okay, I saw a possum, right? So right here. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put semicolon. No. I'm going to do this, right? And then possum, right? I'm going to do this, right? But in the middle, right? I have what is called, I have to add 2 plus signs like this, right? So 2 plus signs. So 2 plus signs, right? So right here, as you can see, I'm going to add another 2 plus signs, right? I'm sorry, 1 more plus sign. I already had it 1. Okay, so in the middle right here, I'm going to replace, I saw a what? A possum. But what I'm replacing is, I am replacing with animal name, right? So I'm replacing that with animal name. So, right? So that is going to be replaced by that. Now, as you can see here that apparently this is not liking it too much because it's saying, okay, so why do I have another set a quotation marks over here, right? So one, right? Now it's happy, right? Now I need to replace this, right? So I need to set another set a code going this way, and then another set a quotation mark going that way to complete that, right? So now in the middle here, I'm going to add what? I'm going to add another, right? Another, okay, another, right here in the middle, right? I am going to use, okay, so I'm going to erase this, right? Okay, so I don't have to do anything, just this, right? Right here, because this is at the end, I just need to do like that, right? And then you put one of them, right? One, and then add what? Add trash can, right? Why? Because that is going to be added to that to complete that sentence right there. So add, right? So now if I run this program, animal name is going to be replaced by possum, and trash can is going to the trash can right here, trash can is going to be replaced, right, by animal, trash can, right, is equal to trash can. So basically it's going to be replaced by that, right? So as you know that this is a variable and this is a string. So let's run this program and see, just to see it. Okay, so you can see that it was replaced, trash can, right? And then right here, the possum was replaced by the variable possum, right? But we still need to do two more, or maybe three more, I don't know. We have to go through this. Okay, so right here, we need to do possum again, right? So we need to get rid of this possum in this line. This possum, we need to get rid of it. And then right there, we need to do this, right? And then right here, we need to add two more, right? Two more plus signs, right? And then over here on the west, I need to add a quotation mark, right? That is disabled. This is going to be able to right. So why is it doing this? This is weird. Okay. Right? That's odd. Okay, but anyway. So this one. Okay. So okay. So now in between here, right? So now in between here, I need to add what? I think that the possum, right? So I'm adding the possum again. So animal name, right? Goes there, right? So it goes right here, right? And then I need to replace. Remember, right here I need because that verb was is there, so I need to replace that, right? And then I need to replace that one and get rid of the 3. Right? And get rid of this 3 and put plus sign there. 2 plus signs, right? So oops. All right, so like that. Now between here, I need to add what? I need to add animal age, right? Animal age. Right? You need to be careful over here because this stuff is, for some reason, let's eat. That's that's odd. Okay, so animal age. Okay. See. Right. So now, okay, so now this is happy, right? Okay, so I think that animal name, which is possum, was, right? Animal age 3 years old, right? Basically, right? So now, um, now I need to replace this one by trash can too, right? I need to do this, right? So I need to replace this, right? So that, and I need to replace that with that, right? And here I need to add two more. Okay, so just like that in the middle. And I can actually grab this possum, right? Possum, animal name, right? So right here, we can put it right there. Right now, right here, I need to add. You need to add this, and this one I need to make a little space. This, for some reason, sometimes it's very okay. Make a little space. Make a little space. Okay. So now I need to add this trash can height, right? So trash can height, but before that I need to add two plus signs. And also, by the way, this two plus sign that I'm adding over here is called concatenating. So, right. So now, now, right. So, and right here I need to add this, another right there, and get rid of possum and replace that with so let me just do right here plus signs again, and right, so in between here I need to add right here I need to add this animal name again, right? So right, so in this case, right, so it says that a Mr. Possum, right, a Mr. animal name, which is going to be possum, right? Why are you eating that nasty trash, right? Then he looked at me kind of creepy, with a kind of creepy look, and jumped off the trash can and took off running, right? So last one. So right here, right? So trash can be replaced by, right? And here, that can be, all right, so in between here, I can actually add right, so right in between here, you can actually add the trash can, right? So to complete this, right? So I can use this and just copy that and paste it here. All right. So basically, now you can see that it's happy, happy. So no underlines and all that to mean that, right? So, so let's run this program and see, right? So did I miss anything? I mean, you get the idea, right? So remember that we have integers. The trash can is about 5 feet tall, and we have the age, right? And one thing about one good thing about this is you can change the values. Whatever you change this, and then you don't have to change it. Will automatically change it in the whole code. So let's run this and see. Okay, so I saw a possum eating trash on the top of my trash can, right? Um, I think that the possum was 3 years old. I also think that the possum is still kind of high speed because it climbed the trash can that is about 5 feet tall, right? I, and I and I said, "Hey, Mr. Possum, why are you in that nasty trash?" Then he looked he looked at me with a kind of creepy look and jumped off the trash can and took off running. Right. So 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 you can see right here that I mean I'm assuming that probably people will be expecting, hey, I need a comma here. Well, this is not an English class, so I'm just trying to kind of teach you guys how to learn the basics on C sharp and how can you replace this with how can you replace some of the variable, some of the text, or some of the numbers inside the code with by using variables, right? So basically, that's the whole idea. Um, so so yeah. So I think, guys, that that's it for today. We just learned the basic about C sharp, and if I have a time, next video we will learn about this little